நீங்கள் பார்த்து கொண்டிருப்பது உங்கள் RSKV யூடியூப் சேனல்.
Income Tax Inspectors Exam 2023, Paper 4, Office Procedure. Question 1. Authorized medical attendant means, in respect of Government 7 not belonging to Central Service Class 1, an Assistant Surgeon Grade 1 medical graduate or other medical officer appointed by the Government. Question 2. Under CS bracket MA rules, if no medical officer is appointed, the following is an authorized medical attendant for Group A and other drawing pay not less than rupees 2,500 per month. Principal Medical Officer of the district. Question 3. A female government servant has 3 children. The youngest is 15 years. Middle one is 19 and the eldest is 21 years. The eldest child is mentally challenged. Which of the following position with regard to childcare leave admissible to her is correct? CCL is admissible in respect of 21 years old child. Question 4. As per conduct rules, a government servant receiving oral directions should seek written confirmation at the earliest. Question 5. Which of the following is not recognized as leave under CCS leave rules? Casual leave. Question 6. Female employees has a choice to include as dependent either her parents or her parents-in-law. Question 7. X is transferred from Bhavnagar to Ahmedabad during the joining time. X is eligible for HRA at the rate applicable at Bhavnagar. Question 8. The procedure laid down in rules 14 to 18 of CCS bracket CCA rules needs to be followed in cases of an employee charge sheeted under Prevention of Corruption Act. Question 9. Under the CCS conduct rule, a government employee has to put every transactions concerning movable property either in his own name or in the name of his family members within 1 month from the date of such transaction if the value of transaction exceeds dash basic pay of the employee 6 months. Question 10. Which of the following is not correct? The leave of one kind already availed during the service period by an official can be converted retrospectively into leave of another kind after retirement of the official from service. This statement is wrong. Question 11. Which of the following is true? It shall be the duty of every government servant to prevent any member of his family in taking part in activity directly or indirectly in any movement which is in the way subversive of the government. A government servant shall not canvass or otherwise interfere with or use his influence in connection with in taking part in any election to the legislature or local authority. These two statements are true. Question 12. Which of the following is true? A male government servant with less than 2 surviving children may be granted paternity leave for a period of 15 days within 6 months of the valid adoption. Question 13. LT is not admissible during which among the following closed holiday without any leave. Question 14. Who among the following is authorized to a change of hometown already declared by Government 7, Head of Department? Question 15. What will be the restriction of train fare in the case of an air journey by non-entitled officers having concessional train fare for his family members? If full airfare has been charged and paid, then full train fare will be reimbursed. Question 16. A government servant who is unable to avail the leave of travel concession within a particular block of 2 years in 4 years may avail of the same within first year of the next block of 2 years or 4 years. Question 17. Absence of by a government servant after expiry of leave shall be debited to his leave account as dash to the extent such leave is due. Half pay leave. Question 18. EL can be combined with sick leave, half pay leave, maternity leave. Question 19. Children education allowance includes reimbursement of fee paid for one set of textbook. Question 20. In the case of a disabled child, children education allowance is subject to a maximum of rupees dash per month per child, 4,500. Question 21. Value of rent-free accommodation in case of government employee shall be taxable up to license fee fixed by government. Question 22. Mr. X transfers income of rupees 51,000 from rent to his major son without transfer of house property. Rent of rupees 15,000 is taxable in the hands of the transferor father. Question 23. Rent-free accommodation is an example for perquisite. Question 24. Allowance received by a government employee posted abroad are fully exempted. Question 25. Salaries is a primary unit of appropriation. Question 26. Surplus or obsolete or unserviceable goods of assessed residual value of above rupees 2 lakh should be disposed by A. Obtaining bids through advertised tender. B. Public auction. Both A and B are correct. Question 27. Under office expenses OE, an amount of rupees 2 lakh is received from the office of the chief CID. What entry would be made in the cash book? Entry of rupees 2 lakh on the debit side. Question 28. At places where no specific rates has been prescribed, then the journey is performed by the government employee by its own car or taxi. The rate will be rupees 24 per kilometer. Question 29. 10 days of joining time is admissible if the distance between old headquarters and new headquarters is 1000 km or less. Question 30. Traveling allowance eligibility to employees are divided into 5 categories on the basis of level in the pay matrix. Question 31. Checks issued by check drawing DDOs are required to be entered in Form GAR 4. Question 32. Monthly grant given to a government servant not in receipt of pay or leave salary is in the nature of subsistence grant. Question 33. Under Central Civil Services Leave Rules 1972, leave up to how many days may be granted to an aggrieved female government servant on the recommendation of the internal committee or the local committee during the pendency of inquiry under the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. 90 days. 90. Question 34. As per Rule 13 of GPF Rules 1960, an advance shall be recovered from the subscriber in such number of equal monthly installments as the sanctioning authority may direct, but such number shall not be less than dash unless the subscriber so elects, and more than dash months. Less than 12 unless the subscriber so elects, and more than 24 months. Question 35. As per Rule 31 of GPF Rules 1960, a subscriber's account shall be opened in the name of each subscriber, which reflects A. His subscription, B. Interest as provided by Rule 11 on subscriptions, 3. Bonus as provided by Rule 11A on subscriptions, 4. Advances and withdrawals from the fund. All the above are true. Question 36. As per Rule 31 of GPF Rules 1960, on the death of a subscriber, if he leaves a family but has not made any nomination in favor of a member or members of the family, amount outstanding to his credit become payable to the members of his family in equal shares except for the following: sons who have attained majority. Question 37. The amount of subscription to General Provident Fund shall be fixed by the subscriber himself, subject to the following conditions. It may be any sum so expressed not less than 6% of his emoluments and not more than his total emoluments. It shall be expressed in whole rupees. Both the statements are true. Question 38. Under Central Provident Fund Central Services Rules 1960, a female subscriber can exclude dash from a family by notice in writing to the accounts officer. A female subscriber can exclude husband from her family by notice in writing to the accounts officer. Question 13. Which of the following statement is false? Leave can be granted to a government servant whom a competent punishing authority has decided to dismiss, remove, or compulsorily retire from government service. This statement is wrong. Question 40. Extraordinary leave may be granted to a government servant other than military officer in the following circumstances: when no other leave is admissible; 2. When other leave is admissible but the government servant applies in writing for the grant of extraordinary leave. Both the statements are true. Question 41. The maximum earned leave that may be granted at times shall be dash days in the case of any government servant employed in India, 180 days. Question 42. Maternity leave not exceeding dash days may also be granted to a female government servant irrespective of the number of surviving children during the entire service of that female government servant in case of miscarriage, including abortion or production of medical certificate as laid down in Rule 19, 45 days. Question 43. Government officers are allowed to encash 10 days earned leave at the time of availing of LTC to the extent of 60 days during the entire career. Question 44. When government servant is unable to submit an application or medical certificate on account of a disability, such application or medical certificate may be signed and submitted by 1. The spouse of the government servant, or the parents in case of an unmarried government servant, or 3rd, the child including adopted child or brother or sister of the government servant who has attained the age of majority. 4th, any person who has been assigned limited guardianship of the government servant in terms of Section 14 of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, 49 of 2016, and the same shall be deemed to have been made and submitted by the government servant himself. All of the above are correct. Question 45. Which of the following statement is false? It shall be open to competent authority to alter the kind of leave due and applied for without written request of the government servant. Question 46. The authorized officer of the search premise in the case of assessee who did not file wealth tax return can allow the following quantum of jewelry to unmarried lady: 250 grams of gold jewelry and ornaments. Question 47. Which of the following statements are correct? The assessing officer can issue notice under Section 148 with prior approval of specified authority. Question 48. Which of the following is a specified authority as defined under Section 151 of the Income Tax Act? 1. The Principal Commissioner of Income Tax. 2. Chief Commissioner of Income Tax. And Commissioners of Income Tax. Commissioner of Income Tax. These three are correct. Then 49. Which section empowers to the assessing officer to reassess the income of assessee which has escaped assessment under Income Tax Act 147? Time limit for issuing notice under Section 148 has been prescribed under which section of Income Tax Act? 149. Question 51. Time prescribed under Income Tax Act to the assessee for furnishing response to show cause notice mentioned under Section 148A, B should not be less than 7 days. Question 52. Under what section of the IT Act the interest on refund is granted to the assessee? Section 244A. Question 53. Protective assessment becomes infructuous once the appellate authority confirms there is substantive assessment. The AO can cancel such redundant assessment by passing rectification order under Section 154. Question 54. For the purpose of calculation of tax effect, while filing an appeal, are the following are included except interest? Question 58. Tax arrears which have become clearly irrecoverable can be considered for the write-off under regular procedure of write-off of demands if they are over 3 years old. Question 56. Cash seized during a search is deposited in the personal deposit account. Which of the following officer maintain this account? CIT. Question 57. Certificate for no calculation of tax at source, collection at lower rate given under Rule 37 shall be valid for such a period not exceeding 1 year from the date of certificate. Question 58. As per Section 254, 2A, the ITAT may grant stay on recovery of demand for a maximum period of 365 days from the date of its first order granting such stay. Question 59. In which section of the IT Act the time limit for completion of assessment and reassessment proceedings are spelled out? Section 153. Question 60. Quarterly progress report Part A deals with statistics relating to income tax and other corporation tax. Question 61. An order under Section 264 can be passed by the CIT on his own or on an application from the assessee. Question 62. Which of the following features of arrear demand and collection register is incorrect? Date of drawing of statement by tax recovery officer is not entered in it. Question 63. Panchanama should be prepared when the search is finally concluded. Question 61. Which of the following statement is correct? After drawing of tax recovery certificate only, tax recovery officer can enforce recovery of demand under Section 226 of the Income Tax Act. Question 68. An effect to an order passed by an appellate authority A shall be given within 3 months from the end of the month in which such order is received in the office of PCCIT or CCIT or PCT or CIT. B shall be given within 9 months from the end of the financial year in which such order is received in the office of PCCIT or CCIT or PCT or CIT if such order directs any further verification of any issue or document submitted by the assessee. Both A and B are correct. Question 66. Powers of revision of an order under Section 263 and 264 is vested with Principal Chief Commissioner or Chief Commissioner of Income Tax, Principal Commissioner or Commissioner of Income Tax. All the above authorities. Question 67. When an additional evidence is submitted for the first time before the CIT appeals, the CIT appeals has the powers to admit such additional evidence that are not produced before the lower authorities. To record reasons for admittance of such additional evidence. C. To afford a reasonable opportunity to the lower authority which has passed the order to examine such evidence so submitted and submit their observation on such additional evidence. All of the above are correct. Question 68. Filing of memorandum of cross objection means an additional opportunity obtained for the respondent party to file an appeal even after 60 days on grounds on which relief has not been obtained at the stage of CIT appeals when the other party files an appeal. Question 69. While filing a departmental appeal before the tribunal, the following process has to be followed. A. File a complete set of appeal form and its annexure in the office of the department representative. B. In the appeal set prepared for submission to the office of the departmental representative, enclose a copy of the scrutiny report and the reasons reordered by the PCIT for filing of appeal. C. If appeal is filed by invoking the CBDT issued monetary limit relaxation clauses, then it shall form a part of the grounds of appeal with evidence enclosed. All of the above are correct. Question 70. On receipt of half margin note, the assessing officer has to verify whether all the facts mentioned therein are factually correct. A. If IAPR, the assessing officer had already identified such mistake or omission and necessary remedial actions are initiated, then the same should be communicated to the local audit party with supporting evidence. 2. Initial reply to a half margin note will be necessarily have to be communicated within 5 working days of receipt of the half margin note. See, it is recommended that the initial reply by the assessing officer should be on the same sheet on which the half margin note is written. All the above are true. Question 71. Duties of an assessing officer when an IAP or RAP audit party visits includes 1. Provide necessary physical infrastructure for inspection of records. Make, a, make available all assessment records and registers that are requested. Third, make available the appraisal reports in a search and seizure assessment cases. All the above are true. Question 72. Target and cash collection out of arrear demand in respect of net collectible demand for financial year 2023-24 is 80%. Question 73. Target of cash collection out of arrear demand in respect of demand stayed by IT authorities for financial year 2023-24 is 50%. Question 74. Taxpayers charter cell report comprises of A. Pending and disposal of rectification application. B. Pending and disposal of CPGRAMS. C. Pending and disposal of E-Nivaran. D. Pending and disposal of appeal effect. All the above are correct. Question 75. Last date of submission of audit report by the Office of Additional CIT or JCIT to Principal CIT or CIT Office. 5th of every month. Question 76. Which of these non-exists in CAP2 report? Total disputed demand. Question 77. Which of the following report is or submitted through iTax net only? A. CAP1. B. CAP2. Both. Question 78. Which of the following report is now submitted by I&CI wing? Dossier report. Question 79. Section 119 of 2B deals with condonation of delay in claiming of refund. Question 80. Section 238A bar 1 deals with eligible person for applying of refund. Question 81. Rounding of amount payable and refund due is deal under section 288B. Question 82. Procedure for adjustment of refund by the CPC. A. Notice under section 245 would be issued by the CPC to the assessee where there are any outstanding demands. B. If the assessee agrees to the proposed adjustment in the e-filing portal or if doesn't respond within a period of 30 days, refund would be adjusted against the outstanding demand. C. If the assessee disagrees to the proposed adjustment, assessee's disagreements would be communicated to the jurisdictional AO, who is expected to provide his response through CPC AO portal within a further period of 30 days as to whether he agrees with the assessee's objections or not. D. If the AO does not agree with the assessee's objections, refund would be adjusted against the outstanding demand, and if the AO either agrees with the assessee's objections or does not respond within 30 days, refund would be released to the assessee without adjustment. All the statements above are true. Question 83. Which statement is true in respect of punishment to the assessee for making false claim of refund? Rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 3 months but which may extend to 3 years and with fine. Question 84. Section 277 bar 2 of the IT Act deals with punishment for making false claim. Question 85. Which section enables the AO to withhold refunds due to the assessee under section 143 bar 1 in the cases selected for scrutiny if AO is of the opinion that the issue of refund in such cases is likely to adversely affect the revenue. Section 241A. Question 86. The demand is issued by TRO through in the Form 57. Question 87. In cases of write-off under the regular procedure, the subzonal or regional committee consists of 3 officers of the level of CIT. Question 88. Under which section of the IT Act 1961 it is mandatory to issue tax recovery certificate? 222. 89. Question 89. The assessing officer AO can write off demands up to how much amount if the amount is outstanding for more than 5 years and the amount does not relate to any live case? Rupees 1000. Question 90. Kindly consider the following statement and point out the correct option. Section 155 is related with rectification of mistakes. Section 157 is related with notice of demand. Both the statements are wrong. Question 91. Kindly consider the following statements and point out the correct option. A. Section 158 BC explain definition of block assessment. 2. 158 BE tells about time limit for completion of block assessment. Both are correct. Question 92. Kindly consider the following statement and point out the correct option. Section 135A is related with collection of information which must be faceless. Question 93. Kindly consider the following statement and point out the correct option. A. In faceless assessment proceeding, consent for proposal for video conferencing is to be made from Chief Commissioner Office in prescribed time limit. B. Joint or additional commissioner provide his approval to all letters for correspondence in between 2 officers of the department. Both are correct. Question 94. Section 273 is related with following. False estimate of or failure to pay advance tax. Question 95. Kindly consider the following statement and point out the correct option. 271F is related with penalty for failure to furnish return of income. This statement is correct. Question 96. Abatement to penalty proceeding for assessment is done only under the following circumstances. 1. In search proceeding. 2. In survey proceeding. 3. Order of Honorable High Court. Order of Honorable Supreme Court. 4. Settlement Commission. All the 4 statements are correct. Question 97. Kindly consider the following statement and select the correct option. A. Faceless assessment scheme is widely divided into 4 components, that is, assessment unit, verification unit, review unit, and technical unit. 2. Prior approval of authorities above joint or additional commissioner is required for certain verification proceedings as per SOP for non-responsive assessees. Then 3. Under faceless assessment, identity of assessee is disclosed to assessing officer. All the above are correct. Question 98. Section 271DA is related to with following issues. Failure to comply with provision of section 269 ST. Question 99. Section 132B bar 1 is related to release of assets seized under after recovery of existing liability under the following time limit. Within 25 days from the date on which last of the authorization or requisition under section 132 or 132A was executed. B. Within 365 days from the date on which last of the authorization or requisitions under section 132 bar 132A was executed. Within 115 days from the date on which last of the authorization or requisition under section 132 or 132A was executed. None of the above are correct. Question 100. Kindly consider the following statement and find out the correct option. Section 275 bar 1A is related with imposing, enhancing, or reducing and cancelling penalty or dropping penalty proceedings on the basis of revised assessment after giving effect to appellate court or revision order in a case where relevant order is subject matter of appeal to Commissioner Appeals or tribunal or high court or supreme court or revision. This statement is true.